Hello, I'm Matt, and in this video I'm going to show you how to paint beautiful pictures using your Loxley Quality Time. First I'm going to look at preparing both yourself and your Quality Time materials, and then I'm going to run through the basics of mixing the paints and following the detailed instructions you get in every Quality Time pack. Depending on your personality, you may want to paint with Quality Time on your own, or you may prefer to do it in a group with friends. Either way, make sure you are comfortable. Wear comfortable clothes. Make sure your chair and your work surface are at the right height. Quality Time paints are acrylic and they can cause stains, so protect your clothes and avoid painting near soft furnishings. Protect your work surface with whatever's convenient. Lastly, set aside a time when you're not likely to be disturbed. Whether you choose from the Cuchillio collection or the Contiso collection, everything you need for your painting is included in the pack. The main component is your canvas. All our kits use genuine Loxley canvases to give the best results. The canvases have been carefully printed with an outline of your chosen design, so you can see exactly where to apply the paint. The outlines contain a lot of detail, but it's up to you to decide how much of that detail you want to retain in the finished painting. Quality Time acrylic paints will allow the outlines to show through the paint layers, so you can use them at all stages of your painting. For that reason, it's important to stay within the printed lines to achieve the best results. Each pack contains an instruction sheet featuring general information and advice, and a description of the scene you're going to paint. On the sheet you will also find a photograph of the scene and a colour guide. The colour guide shows you a sketch of the scene and provides valuable guidance on the amounts of paints to mix together to produce the different colours you'll need to complete the painting. The colour guide also shows you which parts of the picture contain shadows and highlighted areas. With the Contiso designs, there are 2 photos which are used to create the one painting, showing you what you can do with a little artistic license. Your Loxley Quality Time painting is completed in 4 stages. In stage 1, you will apply a layer of colour over the whole canvas. This layer can look patchy, but that's quite normal. Your instruction sheet shows you the stage 1 colours you need to mix for the different parts of the picture. In stage 2, you apply another layer of slightly different colours on top of the first, to add depth and interest to your painting. Details of the stage 2 colours are also shown on your instruction sheet. In stage 3, you apply the shadows to your picture, using the areas shaded in blue on your instruction sheet as a guide. Finally, in stage 4, you add the highlights, using the areas shaded in red on your instruction sheet. There are technique videos to help you with painting trees and foliage and skies at stages 1 and 2, and videos giving you more information on shadows and highlights. Finally, each Quality Time project has its own video which focuses on the particular details of your chosen painting. The paints in your pack are acrylic paints, specially made for painting on canvas. Paintings are made up by layers of paint applied on top of each other. The colours are semi-transparent, which means that you will be able to see one colour through another colour. Some colours are more transparent than others. For instance, see the difference when I paint some green over a blank canvas and then over a layer of yellow paint. All the colours you need to paint your picture are supplied in your pack. Sometimes you'll use them neat, but for other colours you will need to mix them together in the proportions shown on your colour guide. Sometimes you will need to add small amounts of water to make the paint thinner. In both the Cuchillio and the Contiso packs, there is a small brush. For Cuchillio paintings, this is the only brush you'll need, but in the Contiso paintings, the small brush is used for more detailed areas, whilst the second, larger brush is provided for broader strokes in larger areas. When painting Quality Time pictures, you'll use your brush strokes to create effects in your finished picture. The direction of your brush strokes is important, and the amount of paint you apply will determine what brush strokes can be seen. With your brush loaded with paint, you can create a smooth finish, or with less on the brush, you can paint in different directions and create textures. Use soft, gentle brush strokes with the tip of the hair. Never allow the paint to dry on the brush as it will ruin it. So always clean out thoroughly with water when changing colours and when you are going to stop painting. The outer package has a brush practice area where you can test your brush strokes, practicing gentle brush strokes just tickling the surface like this. You can clean off your practice strokes with a soft tissue whilst the paint is wet. There is also an area on your pack for mixing paints. The hanging tab on the pack has dots and lines cut into it and can be cut off and used as both a paint shield and as a stencil, particularly useful for when painting highlights in stage 4 of your painting. Your Loxley Quality Time pack will include everything you need to paint with, but in addition it's a good idea to have some soft tissue handy to wipe any excess paint off your brush and to dry your brush after you've rinsed it. You should also prepare 2 cups of clean water. Plastic cups are ideal, but any old container will do as long as it's clean. Now we've had a look at all the materials, this is how we use them in practice. I've placed my canvas near to me so that I'm not having to stretch. I hold my brush like this, and I have my paints here so that I can access them easily with my brush like this. I have my tissue and water just the other side of my paint like this, with the water here so that I don't knock it over. Make sure you change your water when it gets murky from washing your brushes out. My packaging box is here, so it's near my paint and not too far away for mixing my colour. And finally, I've placed my instruction guide here, as I'll be referring to it a lot throughout my painting. This setup works well for me as I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, of course, you'll probably want to have everything the opposite way round. Now, mixing colours. First, choose the area of your painting you're going to work on and consult your colour guide for the proportions you need to mix. The guide shows both stage 1 and stage 2 colours, so make sure you're mixing the right colour for the stage you're at. Colour mixes are shown as percentages to give you a good idea of the proportions. Put dabs of paint on the paint mixing area of your box. The percentages on your colour guide are only approximate, and the final colour will be a matter of your own judgment. Now draw the paints into the middle here, in roughly the proportions shown on your colour guide. Then carefully draw more of the colours in until you're happy with your mix. Now apply the mix to your canvas. It doesn't matter how much of the box you use to mix the paint on, you don't have to keep to this white area. To clean your brush, first wipe off the excess paint with your tissue, then dip your brush in the nearest water to clean it like this. Now dip it in the clean water just to make sure there is no colour left in the brush, as it would affect the next colour mix. Finally, dry the brush on the tissue so you don't get unwanted water in the next colour mix. There will be times when you might need to add water to your colour mix, so when you do this, always use the cleaner water from your second cup. I hope you found this video useful and informative. I now recommend that you go on to watch the other technique videos and then the project video relevant to your chosen design before doing your quality time painting. Goodbye.